I got a copy of HR 944. Do you know what it is? It's your impeachment article, sir. You have abused your office, you have gutted America's public health, and you have sacrificed our leadership in medical research and innovation. Eradicated. You can smirk, sir, but I answer to the people of Michigan, and they have told me you should be ashamed, you should resign, and if you refuse, Congress should remove you from office. I yield back.
The gentlelady's time.
Representative Haley Stevens just tried to ambush RFK Jr. with impeachment articles. But are her claims rooted in reality, or is this just another political stunt? You know, let's listen to this.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, for holding this hearing, and Mr. Secretary, it is in fact true. I come from the great state of Michigan, and as you enter your second year as our nation's Health and Human Services Secretary, I just had a few things I wanted to tick through with you here today. So in early 2025, after your confirmation, measles cases spiked in the United States to the highest level since 1991. Last year, we had over 2,200 cases in America. 3 people died, 2 were children. Do I have that correct? Because according to the CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics, I do. During this same time,
that epidemic started before I came
during
in
this
office.
same time, you questioned the effectiveness of the measles vaccine. And then in September, your hand-picked vaccine panel voted against recommending the combined measles vaccine for children under 4. This is true?
It was dangerous.
We know now that
particular
over
version.
90% of measles cases in 2025 were among people who were unvaccinated or whose vaccination status was unknown. That's correct? According to the
I think
CDC,
we should have given
it
a
is.
dangerous vaccine that all the
In
science
just the first 3.5 months of 2026, the year we're in right now, we've already seen an additional 1,700 measles cases. I assume you're aware of this, according to the CDC.
There's a global epidemic.
You have also pushed vitamin A as a treatment for measles. That is correct?
Yeah, every
According
major
to
health
the America's
organization in the world
Poison
recommends
Centers,
it.
vitamin A overexposure among children increased by nearly 40%. And in this time frame, children in the hospitals with both measles and unsafe levels of vitamin A has occurred, correct?
I'm not recommending unsafe levels. I'm recommending what every
The
major
Americans-
international
America's
health
Poison
organization
Centers,
recommends.
The American Poison Centers agrees. You characterized your response to one outbreak in Texas as a model for the rest of the world, even as the number of measles cases climbed. As Secretary of Health and Human Services, have you ever taken steps to undermine medical guidelines rooted in science? Because we can look at your record, sir.
Oh, I have
I
not.
serve on the Science Committee. At the beginning of this year, the CDC tried to slash the childhood vaccine schedule from 17 recommended vaccines to 11 before it was blocked by a judge. Hepatitis A, B, RSV, multiple vaccines were demoted. Do you dispute this charge, sir?
You think that we should recommend interventions
These
that
vaccines
have not been safety
have saved
tested?
countless lives. A 2024 study estimates that childhood vaccines have saved 1.1 million children's lives and prevented more than 500 million illnesses in the last 3 decades. Doctors, researchers, and medical experts have spent years working to not only understand illnesses, but also prevent them. Your actions restricting these vaccines have a grave impact on our country. And while you have waged war against established medical science, you've also attacked life-saving research on cancer and Alzheimer's. You have implemented measures that have raised costs, kicked families off their insurance, and made it harder to get coverage.
You're just making
Devastated
stuff
rural
up.
hospitals. Look, to top it off, Mr. Secretary, I got a copy of HR 944. Do you know what it is? It's your impeachment article, sir. You have abused your office, you have gutted America's public health, and you have sacrificed our leadership in medical research and innovation. Americans today are less safe under your watch. Children are dying of diseases that we thought we had eradicated. You can smirk, sir, but I answer to the people of Michigan, and they have told me you should be ashamed, you should resign, and if you refuse, Congress should remove you from office. I yield back.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
Watching Representative Haley Stevens rip into RFK Jr. feels like a serious congressional inquiry and more like a desperate attempt to create a viral moment. She walked in with articles of impeachment, claiming that RFK Jr. has gotten the public health and sacrificed medical innovation. But when you actually listen to the argument, they fall flat. She's trying hard to make RFK Jr. and of course, by extension to the Trump administration, look dangerous. But her points rely on what I call low-tier facts. Cherry-pick data point that ignore the broader context of health freedom. Haley Stevens spent her time ticking through missile cases from 2025 to 2026, blaming RFK skepticism to the spike for the spike. She even tried to attack him for recommending vitamin A, something that major international health organizations actually support for measles recovery. It's clear she's trying to paint him as anti-science, yet she glosses over the fact that the public is simply demanding more transparency. She's smirking and talking about people of Michigan, but her performance, felt like a script when written for Twitter rather than a pursuit of truth. The irony here is that while Steven is shouting about impeachment, other members of the committee like Dr. Mark Green are actually discussing real-world patient issues, like how big insurance companies are denying life-changing treatments. Stevens is focused on a war against established medical science, while RFK is simply questioning why we've seen a decline in overall health despite record spending. In reality, Stevens didn't land a glove on him. She only proved that the establishment is terrified of anyone who challenged the status quo. But I'm no expert. Maybe some of you here listening to my commentary, I want to know your thoughts about this issue. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.